Coming from that pretty mouth, the truth is fitting. Cause you ain't never talking loud and you know plenty. You know what I'm talking about, cause you just get me. Yeah, you so pretty.
Hi guys, it's me again, Boss Lady Vaughn. Today we're gonna get straight into it. First thing first, I came on here to talk to you guys about self-love. Do not continue to date. You hear me? Stop dating, okay? Stop bouncing from one relationship to the next. You was just in a long marriage, long engagement, or you was just in a long-term relationship. How are you with a new boo within the last 30 days? Why? How could you be with somebody for 5+ years and you just hop into a new relationship and you wonder why that new relationship is not working? Because you didn't heal. You didn't heal. You didn't heal. You did not do the inner work. You didn't even think about the things that happened, the good and the bad that happened in that last relationship. So how are you in another one within the last 30 days? I don't know how y'all do that. Maybe when I was younger, I could possibly, maneuver. But as a grown woman, baby, I gotta digress the situation. I gotta sit there and think about what went wrong and what went right. And then just to give all that energy after being drained from my last encounter and just hop into a new one all jolly and ready to just give everything from that hurt and pain to the next. No, that's not how that works. And you wonder why relationships keep failing. Sit your ass down. You cannot hop into one traumatized situation and expect the new one to just work out beautifully. Come on now. You gotta give your time self to heal. To let go of that hurt, let go of that pain. It's not gonna work like that, baby. That's not how our heart works. That's not how our emotions work. You need to look at that situations and pull off the layers of why it happened the way it. You have to heal. A lot happened in that last encounter. So if you do not give yourself time to heal and just be with you spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. Especially if you was in a relationship, like a long-term relationship, connection. So much has happened, the good and bad, and you just expect to hop in a new one. It's always good at the beginning. Don't get me wrong, for real. But that's what you call a rebound relationship. The next one, yeah. And you wonder why things don't work out after 3 to 6 months when the honeymoon phase is over? Because you did not heal. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to connect the dots. Now, I'm a strong believer. Any relationship that you have, it's either a short-term contract or a long-term contract. Just because it failed does not mean it's a failed relationship. It's just a relationship you had to learn something from. Every single connection that you have, platonic or romantic, you need to learn from these connections. Learn from the good and the bad. And take accountability for your fault as well. We always get out these relationships and we want to say, they did it to me. They hurt me. 9 times out of 10, hey, it might have really been that way. But it gets to the point where you have to take accountability. Really think about, well, how did I add to that? You know what I'm saying? Failed relationship. And really digress the situation. It could have been some childhood trauma you had within yourself, and subconsciously you brought it to the next connection, or vice versa, or your partner could have did so, or both of you guys. You know what I mean? It probably was red flags all through the relationship at the beginning. But because you wanted to be in love, you was loving him or her, and you kind of just didn't pay attention to the red flags. And now it's been 5+ years later, and now we're here. Now you can't stand that person. Stop. Stop. You have to heal. You cannot have hurt and pain on you and just go to the next relationship like ain't nothing happened. Because that's what you call a trauma bond. And any person that wants to date you or be with you after knowing you was in a long-term connection, they just is accountable as you are. That's not healthy. You have to know how energy works. Just because you get into a new connection does not mean that bad energy from your past just left that easily. That's not how energy works. But it's a way you can get around that. You have to heal by yourself. Hopping into a new relationship, hopping in somebody else's new bed, and your heart is still broken. No, that's not the cure. And the more and more you do that, you're going to keep being in that karmic cycle. You're going to keep being upset. You're going to keep being sad. You're going to keep blaming everybody for your heart being broken instead of you sitting the F down and really dealing with some things. If you do not deal with that hurt and pain, you're going to be stuck. And you're going to fall in love with the next one. Who knows? You'll probably bring a baby into the situation. You probably already got babies. Probably be a dysfunctional situation. But you know what? If you would have healed first, you would have been able to attract a healthy relationship. You are what you attract. So you walking around here heartbroken from your past, guess what you're going to attract? Another heartbroken being. And y'all going to trauma bond. And guess what? As time go on, it's going to fail too. Because you never gave yourself time to heal. You have to sit with yourself. You have to pull those layers off of that relationship from the beginning to the end. I'm not going to make this long. I'm just here to help somebody. Baby girl, hopping into the next relationship just because somebody hurt you in your last relationship, you gave them years of you. Your soul and your energy has to be replenished. You cannot just hop into another situation. You have to cleanse your energy. You have to make room for the next. How are you making room for the next? Carrying baggage. Make it make sense. It's not going to work. And all you doing is pushing yourself even further into a traumatized situation, even further into depression. And the list goes on. You cannot manifest when you're depressed. You cannot manifest the life of your dreams and the man of your dreams if you're depressed. That's not how energy works, baby. That's not how the universe works, baby. That's not how God works, baby. You think God is going to bless some mess? Do you think that? I'm waiting. Do you honestly think God gonna bless some mess? Whoever your divine counterpart is, God gonna send them to you. But God is not going to send them to you when you still got negative baggage on you from your last encounter. Why would he send you a blessing and you still holding on to some insecurities and some BS from your past? Make it make sense. Do you think God works like that? Come on now. You have to deal with that baggage. You have to heal that baggage. If you got to seek therapy, you got to go to church, you got to seek the pastor, you got to seek God, you got to seek a friend. Whatever you got to do, you got to write affirmations, read powerful books, whatever it is you have to do, you need to fall in love with self again. It's no way you can authentically fall in love with another, like pure love, without you being in self-love. So, I'm not going to get in too deep. I just wanted to get on here and really speak to somebody. Girl, you got to do that inner work. I'm going to constantly tell you, you have to do that inner work. You cannot manifest the spouse of your dreams. You cannot manifest all those beautiful goals and dreams that God gave you. He put on your heart to do. If you do not heal that baggage, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, you hear me? Physically. I'm going to say this one last time. Baby girl, you are worthy. But you have to see that you're worthy. Stop getting influenced by whatever's going on around you. Stop looking at your friend with her boo and everything. Stop looking on social media and trying to see what they doing. Stop comparing. Focus on you. That's a big part of self-love. Focus on you. It's easy to go get a boo or a boyfriend, especially if you're an attractive woman. A person, woman, man, whatever you are. If you're an attractive person, hell, if you ain't attractive, it's easy to get a boo. Shit, nowadays. But anyway, focus on you. Last encounter hurt you. That last encounter drained the life out of you. But you cannot just go to the next relationship without healing that baggage, dropping those burdens. You have to make space for the new, periods. So that means you have to elevate yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and become one whole person again, and definitely spiritually. Get closer to God. Let him help you out. Anything is possible with God, period. You have to focus on you. You have to put you first. You can't show up and be a good girlfriend to no damn body right now. You can't show up to be a good mom to nobody right now. If you don't get yourself together, your babies want to see you happy. So how are you going to be happy and you didn't even have time to heal? You didn't have time to rebuild your new life. Rebuild yourself. Whether you have children or not. If you really got the life drained out of you from the last encounter, how are you able to hop into a new encounter? That same negative energy is going to follow your ass to the new one. But you know how you can stop that? If you sit your ass down and do the inner work. Ask God to help you. Open that Bible. Baby girl, you are beautiful inside and out. Do not allow your last relationship, platonic or romantic, to continue to pull at your heartstrings, because you have a purpose in this world. You need to learn from that last encounter. Don't be mad. Don't be sad. Learn from that last encounter. See how you can take accountability for what has happened. Why did you allow so many things to happen? Why did that person hurt you? They have to do their own inner work. But they have to figure it out themselves. I'm focused on you. You need to focus on you. So you need to do your own personal inner work so you become a whole being again. So you can become replenished. So right now your battery is on red. It's pretty low. So how are you able to take that low energy into a new encounter? That ain't how it works. When our phones die, what do? We replenish that. We put them on the charger. So why don't you think your energy, your spiritual, mentally, emotional energy, financially, physically, all of that is the same way? This is the avatar. Our souls, the same way. You have to recharge. You ain't going to be able to talk on that phone without you charging that phone, are you? You ain't going to be able to do that. Same goes for you as a human being, as a woman, as a man. You have to sit in that and digress what really happened from the beginning to end. What did you love about that relationship? What did you hate about that relationship? Break it down and realize what you want to take with you from that, whether it's good or bad, and really apply it to your own self-development and heal thyself first before you can go into the next. When your divine spouse show up, when God finally gives your divine spouse to you, you're not going to have to tell your divine spouse what to do. They're going to understand the assignment. But you are what you attract. Just look at your past relationships. Think about what type of person you were when you was with certain type of people. You are what you attract, period. So you can't sit here and say, oh, I want this type of relationship. I want this type of relationship. And hell, you're not even on that caliber. Make it make sense. You are what you attract. So, I'm not finna go into detail with all of that. But what I am going to say is, God not going to bless no mess. Period. You can't find your divine counterpart if you don't do the inner work and become whole. Being whole does not necessarily mean that you're perfect. That's far from what that means. That means you're healed. You have done the inner work. You are a happy person by yourself. When you see people in healthy marriages, those are two whole, healthy individuals coming together so they can build on that foundation that each individual has made for themselves. And guess what? They're going to attract each other. God is going to bless them and approve of that union, and they're going to build bricks and build their kingdom together. And those are the ones that stay together for years and years and years and grow old together. But you know what both of them did? Whether it was subconsciously or consciously, both of those individuals did the inner work. Period. You can't take that old energy into the new one. Period. I don't care what nobody say. And if you do end up marrying that rebound person, I guarantee you it take years of y'all going through some shit before you actually can get to the damn wedding engagement. You don't want no struggle love. You don't want that. Not at this day and age. You want real love. So do that inner work. Heal. Get closer to God. Figure out what your purpose is, what God wants you to do. You have to be happy within yourself first, so you can attract another happy individual in your life. Not a manipulator, not a person that's with you to use you and abuse you because they got some hidden insecurities within themselves. You don't want that type of man just to say, I got one, or just to try to take somebody else's man because you and your ego. Stop. Do the inner work. Heal. Don't you jump in that nigga bed because JoJo pissed you off. Heal. Open up that Bible. Go to God. Heal. Heal. Purpose. You are what you attract. You are what you attract. You are what you attract. So if you want BS and you got a lot of insecurities and baggage, guess what you gonna attract? But if you healed emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially, physically, guess what you're gonna attract? You a boss in your own nature. So guess what? You're gonna attract a boss. And it's gonna be two bosses coming together to level up their kingdom. That's what it's all about. So before you go into that next relationship, remember what I said. You got to do the inner work. Focus on you first. Getting you together first. And heal first. And let God lead the way. This your girl, Boss Lady Vine. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.